Importance of organizational culture. Now, organizational culture, if the environment of the organization is good, if the environment of the organization uh, gives more chance and opportunities to the people to come and buy stuff or come and take things in a lot of ways, then in such cases you will be able to get attracted to the work environment, and you will also try to uh, join those firms. Now you would have some dream company, right? You would say, yes, I want to join this particular company. Why do you want to join the particular company? That is because you will be attracted towards the way the company is working, and how good it is for the companies to pay you well, and also in what ways can you actually work better in the company. So this will attract a lot of talent. Now, if leaving company, take an example of the college also. Now wherever you see there's a lot of fest or events happening and where you have more exposure, that is where you would try to get the seat from, right? So the organizational culture attracts a lot of employees who can come and join them. So that is one important thing. Now the next one is retains talent. Not only getting the talent of the students, few students will be very talented in particular skill. Okay, they'll have particular art. Few may be very talented in dancing or singing or painting. Now you have rapping. There are so many ways, so many places where you can get uh, all of that done. So we are supposed to recognize people and their talent, and we have to understand how it is completely utilized. The talent has to be utilized by every person. So that is second important, where they have to not only recognize talent but also retain the talent in the organization. Then engages people. Simply by seeing talent we cannot keep quiet. If we give opportunity, they'll be able to prove themselves better. So that is engaging people in the work. Then creates energy and momentum. Once you give them events or tasks back to back, they will be able to understand how things are working better, and they'll also be able to cope up with the activities that has been done in the organization. So that will create an energy. Now early morning, if you wake up, no matter which time you wake up and do your routine. You might have a routine of doing some small exercise, or you might have a routine of uh, drinking some water early morning. So that creates, that gives you an energy, or you can have a cup of coffee. So that gives you an energy and momentum to work with. Then changes in view of the work. How we are seeing the work, how we are seeing the work and all that will be understood uh, by organizational culture. Now if we see the work to be very difficult, if we see the work to be too bad, then in that case it is difficult for us also to work in the environment. If we think, yes, we have a team, we'll be able to work in a team or as a team, then you will be able to do the work properly. So that is changes the view of work. Next, make everyone more successful. Because you are able to get the work quickly, or if you are able to grasp how the work has to be done, then in those cases you also will be able to understand things better, and you will be able to get merged with the people and finish the work quickly, and uh, you'll be more successful. Okay. So that is the importance of organizational culture. The employees of the organization are good. If the employees of the organization are working better, then nothing is more than that. Because organization consists of employees. If organization employees are good, then organization for sure they will prosper or they will be successful. In return, if the company gets more profit, people will get more salary. That's the logic. Okay, so that is importance. Then moving on to the functions of organizational culture. Now when the if the organization have culture, what are what all things you can expect that has to be done in the organization. Firstly, the sense of identity. So there will be a designation which will be given to each and every employee when you're working. Okay, one will be manager, one will be deputy manager, or one will be called as team head or team lead. One will be the designer, one will be the finance assistant or accountant. Everyone will be given their designation, and every designation will be defined as a work. Okay, that's called as job description. So there will be a job description for each and every person. So there is that sense of identity. When you go out and introduce yourself to anyone, you would say, I am so and so, I am working as the designer head, I am working as the manager, I am working as account assistant in the so and so company. So you can identify yourself by giving that designation. So if there is an organizational culture, that identity which will be created will boost up your confidence, and you will be able to get more recognition. Okay, performance is also important. Not only recognition, performance is also equally important. There, definition of boundaries. This is one thing everybody has to be very clear and careful with. Okay, now if you are an account assistant, for example, now as an account assistant, you can only check the documents, but you cannot approve the documents. Okay, now the head of the accounts department, either it may be a CFO or a COO or a separate person who is called as accounts head, or there's a chartered accountant who is part of it, he will be approving the accounts document. So what is your work as an account assistant? You have to prepare the documents, you have to make sure everything is kept ready, everything is done correctly or not, you have to check. Okay, so all that work has to be completed by you, but you do not have authority to sign. So like this, every work will have a boundary. Now as a student, what is your boundary? Your work is to study, write the assignments, practice whatever is given to you, write your exams, pass your exams. Okay, what is out of your boundary? To gossip, to talk, to do politics, or to involve into any bad habits, or involve into any other activities which is not concerned to you, that is out of your boundary. Right, what is inside your boundary? If you have talent, if you're interested, come and participate in the fest or activities that is done by the college. So like that, everybody will have their own boundary. As a daughter, you will have your boundary. As parents, they will have their boundaries. You cannot go and talk to your friend on face. You cannot say to your friend, you're looking very ugly today, you're I hate you. You cannot say those words to your friend on face, right? You think, because okay, maybe I don't like that person, but then what will they think? That is out of boundary. So whenever there is a job description given to you, you just have to do the job description given to you. Only in the cases when the company expects you to work more than that, only in those cases you have to work. If not, please don't go out in the company and show that you know everything and do every work. Never ever do it. There are two effects of doing such things. The effect number one is they will give you too much work. The effect number two is they will throw you out of the company. Your job you do, your manager's job your manager will do. His manager job, his manager will do. You cannot act like a owner of the company in front of the manager. I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. Have your boundaries, understand what is your position, what is your job description, and first finish that properly. Only if required and if the management says it directly, only then you'll have to do the extra job. Then, generation of commitment. Now, commitment, the work, the person, the employee, if he's committed to the organization, the way he performs in the organization will be completely different than the way they just come to the organization, chill, and go back. If you are a person who is committed to your work, if you have the mindset of doing your work no matter what is the result out of it, then you are the person who is right for the job always. For any job you will be right because you have commitment towards the work that you do. You are only committed to finish the work, and you do not think about what will be the consequence or what will be the effect for the work. So that is the commitment. Now when you are committed to the company, you don't bother about the company is making profit or loss, or the company is paying you or not. Now people, those who were committed to the organization, they still continue to work in the organization even during lockdowns, even during salary cuts. Yes, because they work for the common goal of the organization. If the company is having a dream of becoming the number one company, that will also be a dream of the employee. So when you work like that, you will be able to perform very, very better. And you can see there is lot of uses when you perform better. Firstly, you will get promoted. Secondly, if you impress your manager, they'll give you more salary because you're doing your work. It's not that you're doing some drama there. You're doing your work, so they are recognizing you for your work. They are giving you promotion, they're giving you hike, so you can go to the next level in the organization where you will get good position, you'll get priority, you'll also be able to do work and get the work done. So that is commitment. Then rules and standards, whatever rules are given from the company side, please make sure you maintain those rules. Do not overly involve in certain things. And whenever the companies require you to work for extra stuff, make sure you work on the extra things. Don't just say no, I cannot stay in the company for so long, I have to go back. No, you have to extend your timing and you have to work in the organization. So certain rules or standards will be framed. It's not that you will only go and work in your team, you will also be made part of other teams, because companies will also have fests going on. They will also celebrate lot of festivals inside the company. It depends on company, from company to company it depends. So one thing what you will have to keep in mind is, wherever you go, do your job, but also try to enjoy the company. When you try to enjoy what has been uh, the rules or the cultures of the company, you will be able to perform better, firstly. Secondly, you will live your life. You will not get stressed. You will not get you will not say, okay, it's always the same boring stuff. No, you'll be able to enjoy every time. You will not get bored and you can continue in the company. So that is rules and standards. Then decision making. Now decision making, you may or may not get the decision making position. Okay, if you are a CEO of the company, or if you are a head of a project, or if you are a head of department, then you'll have to make the decision. If not, decision making process will be given to the heads or the main people of the company, but you will be asked to give your opinion. Now, when they ask to give you an opinion, just talk about the scenario. Don't talk about your personal life. We always have this thing in mind. Any problem you see in the opposite person, we feel, yes, we also had this problem. And you also try to create one scene behind in your mind talking about that scenario. Please don't do that. Whenever they are asked to give the opinion, just think from the business point of view and give your opinion. Don't say I went to stationery store to buy blue book. They did not, they told 20 rupees, I bargained and bought it for 10 rupees. Nobody is asking you that. Okay, so don't talk about your personal stories there. Only think analytically and give your opinion. So that is decision making. Then communication. Culture reduces communication problems. Yeah, see, communication problems happens at every level. It can happen between friends, it can happen between a teacher and a student, it can happen at home between parents and their kids, it can happen between sisters and brothers, it can happen between anybody, anywhere. In the organization also, it can happen between the team members. The first thing is communication gap. People, everybody or every employee will not be aware about what is the information that has to be given to everyone. So communication has to happen to each and every person of the team. If the communication is from the higher end, that is, if it is from the management, they also have to give the communication to each and every employee whenever necessary. Now you will get circulars. You were getting circulars to the classrooms. Now, why was circulars given? Circulars was given so that every student is aware about what is happening in the college, what is the information that has to be given to the student. Okay, and there would be circulars for teachers. Now, teacher circulars you need not know as students. Teacher circulars is for teacher, student circulars is for students. And later that circular would have been put up on the notice board so that you can check it later. So when there is communication, when there is proper communication happening, then the problems of misunderstanding, the problems of fighting, the problems of getting ego in between, all of this will not happen in the organization. So that is the communication importance. Then culture promotes a code of conduct. So culture will bring a system. Now in India, we have the system of respecting elders, respecting the nature, respecting animals, respecting each other. When the people, when the elderly people are speaking, your mother will always say, when your grandmother is speaking, listen, right? Why is that? That's a culture. When the elderly people are speaking, we have to first listen. Now the problem with today's generation is we talk more than listening. So first listen. Once you listen, then you will be able to give a reply or response or think about it and then talk. So culture, when we have this system in place, it will promote a code of conduct. It will give us a behavior. So that is there in our family. From your childhood, it would have come. No matter whom you have grown up with, it may be uncle, aunt, it may be mother, father, it can be grandmother. Okay, you might have sisters, brothers, or you do not have sisters, brothers, but then your behavior will be consciously defined. Suddenly, if you talk back to your parents, they will shout at you, right? Who are you to talk back? You should first listen. So always they will encourage you to first listen, and they will encourage you to think before you talk. Correct? So you are promoting, they promote that code of conduct, they promote that behavior in each person. Tomorrow, if you get into any companies, first listen. Keep this in mind. First listen and then talk. You will be a fresher. You are not someone with too much of experience. You will be a fresher. So please listen to them, do what is being told, and then when you are given chance to talk, then talk. Okay, if you develop listening skills, you will be very, very good. You will be able to respond in a very better way. So that is the next point. Culture facilitates recognition. You will be able to value every person's talent. You'll be able to value every person's behavior instead of thinking about your friend shouted on you. Suppose, okay, your friend shouted on you. Instead of getting angry, it's common to get angry. I'm not saying it's not common, because we all are human beings. If someone shouts on you, you will get angry. Okay, even with that angry mind, think a little. It's difficult, but think a little. Okay, they shouted, but why did they shout? What is the reason? If you don't find any reason, or just check with your friend, is your friend going through anything, any problematic situation? Sometimes what happens, when we are stressed, when we are not able to do focus on things properly, and there is some extra stuff coming in, we will get angry, we will shout on other people. As a human being, that's a common way or the common behavior. So if your friend or if your parents are shouting on you, understand why they are shouting rather than getting angry always. That will solve half of your problems. If your manager is getting angry on you, why is he getting angry on you? He or she, anybody that can be. So you have to recognize what is the problem, and you have to remember that, so you'll be able to understand about each person better. When you're working in an organization, you will become a team player. You're not only one person. You might not have friends now, doesn't matter, but we have to work together. So when you go to company, you will have friends. If you don't have friends also, you will have a team where you'll have to work with. If all the team is selecting one and you are in an opposite direction, it is difficult to work as a team. Okay, so try to be a team player. Then culture provides self-satisfaction. Now, if you help someone, or if you help your mother at home for even 10 minutes, not too much, or if you clean something at home, you keep bragging about that for months together, no? I cleaned this cupboard, I cleaned this bathroom, I cleaned that kitchen, I cleaned house like this, I cleaned in front of my house, I cooked this. You keep bragging. You like to highlight yourself. Why do you like it? Because it gives you satisfaction. You feel great about yourself if you do it. Okay, that's fine. That's a phase. That is one phase in everybody's life, where you feel whatever you do, people has to say, very good, you did a good job. You will expect that. Slowly what will happen, you will start doing the same work over and over again. Then you will start feeling, okay, it is my duty to do this work. Everybody, girls, boys, everybody I'm talking about. Okay, for girls, usually your parents will push you into the kitchen. They'll ask you to do some work. They'll ask you to help you out. If not alone, they'll ask you to help you out something. I'm sure everyone would have tried few recipes during lockdown, at least something to have at least for yourself. Okay, so then you'll feel, yes, see, I prepared this dish. They have to say it is good, and you'll feel happy. But slowly, when you start doing the same work over and again, you will feel, yeah, it's my duty. No, I will do it. When it comes to boys, they'll get into any job. First month salary, second month salary, first 6 months salary, full josh. Hey, I will buy this, I'll buy that. That salary will not be enough for the whole month only. And suppose if people have habits, gone case. Habits means bad habits I'm talking about. So one sincere advice from my side, when you get into work, start saving. If you start saving from the first month, don't save 100%. Save 20%. If you're getting 10,000 rupees salary, save 2,000 rupees. Leave it in the bank account. Rest 8,000 you spend. Not wrong at all. You have to reward yourself because you're working throughout the month. You have to reward yourself. Save at least 2,000 rupees. Keep it in bank. Don't keep it at home. Keep it in bank. Let it be in the bank account. That, you know, that activity of saving at least 2000 a month, you have to increase that to 5000, 10,000 slowly, because every person will have their own set of responsibilities to be taken care of. Fine. So that will help you. That saving habit will help you in a long way. That has helped me in the long way. That's why I'm saying you, it will help you in the long way. Okay. So here it provides self satisfaction. Then culture provides opportunity to set performance standards. So according to one culture, if you learn now, you would have seen at home, I'm using a lot of family references because culture comes from majorly from the families, from generations. What they have taught, that only will be able to implement it in our life. Correct. So when it comes to family, when we are talking about opportunities and standards for the opportunities, in few families the standards are very high. They expect their kids always to get 100%, 99.99% only should get. So that is the performance standards that is set by the family. Now similarly, every company will also have their performance standards. Okay. They will give chance to the employee, they'll give opportunity to the employee to show their talents, to show their caliber in work, how good they are in particular work. All that will be given to the employees. Okay. Whenever the chance is given like that, prove yourself, give your 100%, give your 200% and prove yourself. Then culture guides and controls the employees, which we have already understood through all these points. It will motivate you, it will help you, it will guide you how to work in the company. Culture directs employee behavior towards goal achievement. So if you are surrounded by people who will think, yes, exams are approaching, we have to study. Okay. Or let's say, is your notes completed, assignment completed? If you are surrounded with people like that, you will also finish your notes, complete your assignment. But if you're surrounded by people who says, tomorrow we will go to this movie, today we are going to this place for hanging out, every day, I'm not saying once in a while, all that is good, but every day if you keep roaming around rather than doing your work, you will also get the same mentality. So in the organization also, if you have people, when there is a culture, when there is a system which is set, you have to follow that particular system. Then culture makes people development oriented. We will think about, yes, I have, let's say your dream is to buy a BMW car, or let's say your dream is to buy a Ferrari car. Now, or a Benz car, anything that you want to have a own house for yourself, you want to buy a car, you have to start working towards it. Gone are those days, I will get a job, then I will see what to do. No, today from scratch you have to work. Competition is high. Okay, people getting to good positions are high, so you have to work from day one to get your things done. So that, for working from day one, saving from day one, you have to have that positive attitude. That is our next point, positive attitude. So if you see a baby learning to walk, it falls down, it stands up again, it goes, it tries to walk again, it will fall down somewhere, it will catch, it will get support of the wall. Or if we are overprotected, we go and usually give some support and make it to walk. So that's a positive attitude. It is trying to learn how to walk on its own legs. So all of us, we will learn a lot of things when we are babies, but then we'll slowly forget it. It just goes off our mind. So we have to remember those positive attitudes. We have to have the tolerance level to do the work. Then cooperation. Cooperation is mutually understanding each other in the team, mutually making things better, work better, and working as a team, being a team player. All this is cooperation. So this is the importance, and we also learnt all of the functions of the organization culture. This can be asked for 6 marks. You have more number of points, you can explain, but then you can expect a 6 marks question from that. I hope that is clear to everyone. Now, moving further, characteristics of corporate culture. Now, we understood functions, how it will be helpful. We understood types, we understood importance. Now, let us see how this corporate culture is defined with the features. For features of corporate culture, characteristics of corporate culture, you can write the same answer. First is innovation. When the employee is ready to take risk, the degree of risk, where you are innovative, you find new ways to solve the problem, you find new ways to make the work easier. Okay, so that is innovation. As and when you start working towards one particular work, you'll be able to do some innovation, you'll be able to work it out better, you'll be able to come out with new ways. Now let's say, for example, you are cooking something, anything that you like. Okay, let's take an example of cake, since everybody loves it. So you're baking a cake. First time you're very slow. You will say, suppose you're watching a YouTube video and baking a cake. You watch, you see one step, you pause, you bake, you add the ingredient. Okay, and you make sure the timings, everything is perfect. Like that, you will start baking the cake slowly, slowly, slowly. You'll be learning a lot of things from that. Now, once you start learning a lot of things, for the 20th time or the 25th time you do the cake, it is easy. You need not see the video. You will just put all the ingredients, you mix it, you will keep it for the baking. So when you practice, or when you think of getting new ways, implementing new ways, you will also be ready to take the risk, because yes, at the end of the day, this only can be the result. Fine. So that is the first point, innovation, where you know how much is the risk. Then attention to details. Whenever you're working, please have attention to every detail that you do. If you're eating biryani, early morning, I'm talking about biryani, sorry for that. Okay, because I may making your mouth to water, that's why I'm sorry. So if you're making biryani and if there is no salt in the biryani, how do you feel? You can't even eat. It may be spicy, it may be very tasty, but then no salt. You will still go, add some salt and eat. Salt is there, no spiciness. They forgot to put chili. All of these are detailing, small detailing, but then that will have its impact on the work. Correct? So pay attention to details. If you're solving a accounts problem, accounts balance sheet problem, and the balance sheet is not tallying at all, why it is not tallying? You have forgot to write cash in bank of 500 rupees, you have forgot to write. 500 rupees may be a less amount, but what is its impact on the balance sheet? The balance sheet is not tallying. If the balance sheet does not tally, you will not be able to get full marks, firstly. Secondly, if balance sheet does not tally in the workplace, they'll throw you out of the workplace. Because for them, it is not balance sheet tallying, but it is the detailing that you're not able to recognize and work with it. So that is the second point. Pay attention to details while you work. Understand why you're doing rather than blindly following the steps. Once you understand why you're doing, you'll be able to perform better. Then outcome orientation, achievement. How do you tackle success? That is also a very good point, because we would be working towards the success, but when success comes to us, we don't know how to take it. We are all silently sitting in one place and we're like, oh, job is over, it is successful, oh great, that's all. We don't know how to even react, we don't know how to enjoy that achievement. Overly enjoying is not good, but then you have to enjoy, you have to understand, yes, I have done something good. So outcome orientation, how much you should focus on getting that result, and what is the technique that you have to follow to get the successful result, and you have to work towards achieving that particular job and its success. So that is outcome orientation. Then people orientation, how do you treat your people along with you, how do you treat them well? So that is people orientation, treating everyone fairly, not differentiating between race, caste, gender, color, anything. When you see everybody to your level, to your competency, and work along with them, that is fairness orientation. If somebody do not know anything, just help them out a little if required. If not, do your work, they will do their work. Okay, so that is people orientation and fairness.